Everyone wants to make money, but no one wants to read books about money. That's what this video is all about, helping you for free. Think of it as online training because I'm sacrificing a lot for you right now. You get 10 books summarized to make 10 times more money. We start now with Seth Godin's This is Marketing. Invest like your generation gets rich. It's going to pay off. The goal is that at the end, there are 2 mountains of cash. Why? Because I don't know anyone in our generation who has become a millionaire from $100, $1,000, $10,000 in less than 5 years without e-business or cryptocurrencies. You have to go where it is simplest, where it is most profitable, where it is easiest. Facts don't cease to exist when you ignore them. The trap is to compare yourself to others of the same age. Because yes, you may be 16, 15, 14, 18, 19, 20, 21. There may be no one like you on the inside in what you see of others on the outside. On the other hand, the goal is the people you come into contact with. If today you want to be like me, I won't be around you. So why do you judge yourself without including me or even other entrepreneurs? The value grid is not how old you are. We don't give you money if you're 18, 20, and above all, we don't give you more opportunities than we had. Me, for example, when I was 20, when you will be 20. No, the market doesn't care about your age. The world existed before you were born, and it worked just fine without you. So it's up to you to adapt. And yes, people's greatest fear is the fear of succeeding. Often, what you recognize as a champion mentality, what you want is someone who doesn't change if he has $1 million, if he has $10,000 to put on the table, for example. That's what we call self-sabotage. There is already a problem with timing because yes, you're behind on practically everything you have undertaken or want to undertake. So if on top of that you get in your own way by trying to reinvent the wheel, don't do it. Unless you want to waste your time, and that's the worst case scenario. Working, sacrificing your youth, sacrificing social life, love, cuddles, enjoyments, pleasures, purchases, restaurants, snaps, encounters, everything you want for ultimately nothing behind the computer. Intelligence above all, IQ in action, means choosing which game you want to play. First, it's not about being good at the game. First, you choose which game you want to be good at. The second book summarized for you to make 10 times more money, and it's concrete, is to invest in what you understand. The Warren Buffett way, that's his philosophy. You don't invest on, they say, you don't invest on maybe, on okay, on maybe I would like it, yes, it will suit me. No, you invest on what you understand. A simple example, you know that I gravitate a lot towards cryptos. I'm not stupid, okay? If I'm in cryptos, it's because there's a reason, guys. It's because it works and because in my relationship, because it's not my first job. It suits me. So it can also suit you 100 times more than me. Otherwise, that's how all these scams and disasters start. Take my personal case, Livepeer. Livepeer. It's a cryptocurrency based around a technology that solves bandwidth problems. Basically, it's the best current crypto project known to solve life problems on any platform, TikTok, Twitch, whatever. Videos we watch all the time in clouds, on YouTube, whatever, Amazon, AWS. I believe in this crypto. Why do I believe in it? Because the project, I understand it. And it's because investment, whatever it is, it's extremely emotional to base your decision on something you will take even for free. Another example in stone. We will talk about real estate. For example, I have a friend who loves Madrid. For example, he wanted to move abroad too. He wants to buy abroad. He loves Madrid. What did he do? He invested in real estate. So he bought. He became an owner in Madrid. Why? Because he loves Madrid. You know what I mean? Me, I love life here. Invest, take shares, meet people, make connections in profitable areas that appeal to you first and foremost, in what you understand before you put your money in. My third book, which I will summarize for you so that you can make 10 times more money, and I forgot there is also a bonus book at the end, it's the 80-20 principle. Why? Because you invest in what you have already invested in. I'm talking in terms of fields. For example, in real estate, it could have been the city, the type of apartment, the type of villa, the type of property. In crypto, it could be the type of project, the type of narrative. In e-business, it's the type of product or the type of tool you have already used. When I talk about investment, it can be money, energy, attention, reasoning, IQ, actions, typical days. You have made mistakes. You have gained experience. It's time to make the most of it. There is no point in starting a new project every 4 months. It may be fun at first, but these are mistakes. And then as soon as you have found your good project, after maybe 3 tests and 300 ideas, you've got to make a profit. And you've got to keep up this slow but steady cash machine that will lead you to financial freedom with over $1 million to spare. The moral of this book in terms of wealth is that you have to make the most of your mistakes to become rich. By the way, I'm going to put up an email capture and/or a survey if you are interested in paid private videos, in which I would give a lot more advice, in which I would get even more down to earth. So let me know if you are interested or not, okay? Let's resume. The first book on how to become 10 times richer is You Have to Know When to Stop. Knowing when to stop too soon is sometimes more profitable than continuing to succeed, because in 2080, in fact, it's going to cancel itself out. Your goal is to stay in the 80-20 range. So as soon as it gets above 80%, secure everything. Get out, take back your profits, your share, your days, your social life, even your love life, whatever you want. Life is not about gambling. It's about risk. We agree on that. And that's why the worst thing you can do is nothing. That's paralysis. That is the behavior others give us, the wrong answers, and sometimes the right answers, but often the wrong ones. It's the behavior of 99% of the people around us. Do you want to be like them? No. Do they influence you? Yes, too much. Knowing how to withdraw, as with sex, is just as important as knowing how to enter. This doesn't prevent you from coming back, but when there is a different scenario, opportunity, or timing. Once you have reached a certain amount, or once you have reached a certain level of experience in a field, once you have reached a certain brand image that you successfully created over I don't know how many years, securing it is more important than increasing it further. If you increase it further, it's going to be 1%, 2%, 3% more. Even in business terms, I'm talking to you even in terms of personal branding. On the other hand, securing it, when you secure it, it's 100% good. What's more, you're making all the mistakes, the sweat, the blood, the tears, the pain, the sacrifices, the pleasure too, that you have had over the years to build this. What you have built is bigger than your personality. So force yourself to play it safe rather than expand. My fifth book, which I will summarize for you so that you can become 10 times richer, is The Wisdom of Money. Why? Because you are going to see the money you make or lose as percentages, whether you are in the stock market, real estate, whatever. We're here to calculate profitability. Sometimes, of course, it won't work. Sometimes it will. If I'm telling you this, it's not for the academic side of things. It's so that you will always keep your high risk mindset from the beginning, so that you can quickly catch up with your family delay, which dates back I don't know how many descendants. Because if after I don't know how many descendants we are poor, then there has been a problem since our ancestors. And yes, we have to realize the task we are facing and the future, near or present success we will have if we ever reach our goal. We have gone from poor for 40 ancestors to rich for our 40 future ancestors. For you to become rich quickly is not a matter of jumping on I don't know how many training courses, timing, this, that. No. You have to invest in terms of percentages. You make rules for yourself and you always invest the same percentages. Even if instead of $10,000, now you're going to talk in millions of dollars. I hope you do. Even in billions of dollars maybe. That's not my goal, but I hope so. I don't think I'm cut out for this. Because inevitably, the more money you have at stake, the more emotions you're going to have at stake. Because you remember that at the time, just to bet a little, well, you had to work maybe 2 years as a salaried employee, or you worked on your online business for 6 years before you could invest that kind of money. Always think in terms of percentages. I know it's very hard. It's very hard for me too. The success book that I summarize for you to help you make 10 times more money is The Millionaire Fast Lane, because you need to invest in shovels, not pickaxes. This is the famous metaphor of the gold rush, well explained in this book. In other words, if we take my example, I'm a cryptomaniac investor times 1000, right? XXL. I encourage you to do the same if you respect me and want to be the same as me. At one point, I wanted to diversify into gaming narrative. So basically, it's like the stock market. You buy companies in gaming. It's the same thing. When a friend told me about it, there were 4 cryptocurrencies selected. Of the 4 cryptocurrencies selected, there were 3 real video games and a video game studio. I said to my friend, I'm not in the stock market, I'm not an entrepreneur, businessman, all that in the stock market. What I want to do is invest in technology. I'm not buying a product, I'm buying technology. For me, it's more anti-fragile. In video games, a bad casting, a bad art direction, a bad idea, it's all bad. It goes down to zero. Nobody plays it. Technology is more anti-fragile. There can be several video games created on it. And again, it's your choice as an investor to invest where you want. So it's better to make the right decision at the beginning than to exit with a loss and put back 10% of the initial sum you would have kept if you had not touched anything. And with this metaphor, I encourage you to invest in shovels, not pickaxes. Invest in technology. My 7th book, which I will summarize for you to make you 10 times richer, to earn you 10 times more money, is Dan Locke's FU Money. Because it's always better to invest a lot, even too much. When it comes to investing, it's too much. When you exit, when you take profit, whatever it is, business model, online business, real estate investment, cryptocurrencies, whatever you want, it's better to go out too soon. But here this is way too much, okay? We're here for way too much. Why? Because it's very hard in investment to make a living, in online business, whatever you want, e-business, whatever you want, to be right. You agree with me? It's very, very hard to find, for example, a winning product. Often you will test 70 of them and you have already watched maybe 700 videos to find the right winning product. And you have paid for I don't know how many tools to find the winning product for you. A winning product means maybe 700 iterations, so 700 tests. If the few times you are right and you win, you pocket a huge jackpot, $150. It's going to take a very, very long time. It's your brain that has to change. You understand? Because even if your systems are good, you yourself, in your interpretation of your systems, in what you want, in fact, you are not being realistic. So, always invest too much, much more. Why? Because you may only be 10 situations away where you were right and put money on it at the right time, from becoming a multimillionaire. After these 7 books summarized to make you 10 times richer, we move on to the 8th book, The Way to Wealth. The moral of this book in terms of pure financial reinvestment is to always reinvest your profits. As long as you don't reinvest your profits in the investment that worked, remember the 80-20 principle, you will never get rich. Because success is excess and failure is doing something else. I quoted you earlier, my real estate investor friend. He only does real estate. He also makes videos on this side. He hardly emphasizes them in his branding because, in fact, he doesn't give a damn. He generates millions of dollars in cash flow with his investments, purchases, resales and rentals all over Europe. Because you can only keep up this champion pace for a few years. It's very hard to stay on top, to stay alert, to keep an eye on the competition, to bring something new to our products, to our services, whatever you sell, physical, virtual, investment, business, whatever you want, for years and years and years. Each additional year is a year in which you may avoid 80 failures. So you're not going to last that long. Maybe you don't even want to. For example, I don't even want it because it's too hard. So, while it's working, while you've got the energy, while you've got all your neurons aligned, what you need to do is reinvest all your profits. Just because the business is doing well doesn't mean you have to start weakening it. My 9th book to make you 10 times richer, they tell you to have a safety fund, to always have an emergency fund. Frankly, I have almost never had one. I have tried several times and never kept it. Because in fact, even $2,500, $2,000, $1,000, $500, $3,000, $10,000 for some, depending on one's finances, well invested on top of that can be so interesting. And in the worst case, if the emergency and safety fund is $1,000, $1,500, it's so easy today, if you live with your parents, to earn that money by working maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, even in physics, by saving everything. And you have your emergency fund if there really is a catastrophe. Knowing that everything you theoretically invest has a value. In real estate, it has a value. In crypto, it has a value. Shares on the stock market, they have a value. And even in online business, it's not my motivation or my current level. But if tomorrow, for example, I want to stop my online business, I can sell it. You know what I mean? Everything has a value. Everything you build has a value, as long as there's intelligence and IQ in your reasoning, in your actions afterwards, because it was the right thing to do at the right time. My 10th book, which I will summarize for free so that you can become 10 times richer, is that what will bring you the most money in your life, in your financial career, in your evolution, up to millions on this side, is intelligent portfolio reallocation. This is the case in cryptocurrency. I will tell you about it. It can be the case everywhere, in real estate, whatever you want. It's better to walk away with a loss. Who cares? But on the other hand, benefit from a good opportunity. And you say to yourself, look, I didn't have the level. I didn't know everything. At least I tried. At least now I'm sure. I know I have to do this to do this. And even if I lose money, I go for it. An example before moving on to cryptos might be in hardware. Me guys, I had paid $1,600 for a customizable PC tower. I had surrounded myself with an expert to do it. The PC never worked. I sent it twice for warranty. Twice it came back. It still didn't work. They told me they would never be able to reimburse me because since it's customized, they don't even do it. So I'm a YouTuber, which is stupid. Now I'm giving them bad publicity. For $1,600, I'm talking to maybe thousands, tens of thousands of future customers in a negative way about my experience with them. For $1,600, I still have not been reimbursed. I have not even resold it. It doesn't even work. Instead, I went straight out and bought a Mac Mini M2. I supercharged it everywhere with 2 GPU and RAM options, which meant that I paid $1,150 for my Mac Mini M2. It changed my life. Thanks to it, I can learn to code. Thanks to it, I can do hyper advanced 3D graphics on Blender. I can do whatever I want. I use I don't know how many tabs at the same time. And yet, I lost $1,600 in the first place. But thanks to that, I learned about the world of mini PCs and I wanted to try something completely different because I was so disappointed towards Apple, the macOS ecosystem rather than the Windows ecosystem. In crypto, I was hesitating at one point between two cryptos of the same narrative, Render, Bitcoin, which are cryptocurrencies. If you don't know them, you will stay poor. The train will go by and maybe in 4 years' time, you will say to yourself, oh, but yes, it's true. Why didn't I invest? I'm an idiot. You are an idiot, man, if you don't invest today. I favor one that was Render, which is active before Bitcoin. So I'm starting to make money on the position. Everything stays on the platforms, but I'm starting to make money on the position from Render. What do I do knowing that I was hesitating between the two? I thought, but wait, Render activates before the other one. That doesn't mean it's going to go further than the other one. On the other hand, I can easily sell 100% of Render to play the future rise on Bitcoin. I added a quarter of my position just in one smart decision and a week of timing. Then a huge pair of courage to get out and buy the other one back. I actually benefit for two same amounts if one activates before twice the amount. So when people tell you, yes, it's simple to invest, it's simple cryptos, but you have made money. No, as a matter of fact, no. It's IQ at every turn. They don't realize, these morons, how moronic they are, how their brains are missing 10,000 neurons rather than mine. And it's not ego to tell you that. It's the same for you. Because in fact, we are better. We train more. I train more. It's only natural. Fortunately, life is fair. You know what I mean? I had some tough years before I got it. So, who are you stealing this from? Why not show it? On the contrary, it's generous to talk about it. So, take notes on everything I tell you and pretend this video cost $6,000 because I had to lose maybe $60,000 minimum to learn this video. the 11th bonus book because you have stayed to the end, you deserve it. So take good notes. To make you 10 times more money, the project is more important than the timing. In cryptocurrency, in real estate, in any investment you want, in the very niche you choose, in content creation, whatever you want, your niche in content creation is more important than timing because you won't be able to capitalize as much as in the long run on a good niche by having good timing and a bad niche. It's the same in cryptocurrency. For example, if you have a cash network, if you do, in fact, even if you buy it at the wrong time, Akash, over the last year and a half may have gone up times 10, times 15, times 20. So, in fact, no matter when you bought it, the project is stronger than the timing. You make money having it, no matter when you buy it, and you lose money not having it. Easy,